everyone, this is Eugene Roddenberry.
Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Adam Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's son.
This is Leonard Crowfoot.
This is Dr. Aaron McDonald, Star Trek Science Advisor and Lieutenant Commander McDonald on Star Trek Prodigy.
And you're listening to
Humanist Trek.
Humanist Trek.
You're listening to Humanist Trek.
the Humanist Trek podcast.
And you're listening to Humanist Trek, a fabulous, fabulous show.
Enjoy.
And don't worry, you can do your Temporal Mechanics 101 homework later.
She on that bullshit. She on that menopause. Want some of that Jean-Luc. She ready to risk it all.
Perhaps I could use this as an excuse to go to those far-off planets with little polka-dotted people if necessary, and be able to talk about love, war, nature, God, sex, all those things that go to make up the excitement of the human condition.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Welcome aboard.
Jean-Luc Picard to the Starship Enterprise.
You want to review your rapid progress?
That nonsense is centuries behind us. To the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah?
And it's enough, damn it!
Tempo, mon capitan.
To the Starship Enterprise.
You can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Of the planet Earth.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
Peldor Joy, and welcome to Humanist Trek. It's a comedy Star Trek podcast about the humanism in Star Trek. I'm Sarah Ray.
And I'm Allie Ashmead.
And a little moving update for you. The house is like really getting empty now. Our realtor sent a cleaner yesterday, a carpet cleaner, to try to address the spots that the dog has ruined.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 3 places that she chose. One is in the middle of the stair landing, so halfway up to the second floor, and then the hallway down the second floor, and then right inside my son's bedroom door, which is where, when he kept her in his room, she would sit and cry at the door to go out, and he wouldn't do anything about it, so she just peed there.
Aww.
So she's ruined the carpet, and he sent this cleaner out, and the cleaner was like, yikes. And you know it's bad when the
cleaner,
guy is, yeah,
because they've seen it all and they go, yikes. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
the guy
no.
who specializes in cleaning pet crap out of carpets is like, uh-oh. So here's what I learned, and maybe this will help you, dear listeners. If you have yourself a carpet shampooer like we have, just go on and sell that and get yourself a good shop vac, a wet dry vac.
Mm-hmm.
Because what this dude said was, he's like, oh, I can tell that you've been running a cleaning machine on it, like a Bissell or a Hoover or a big green clean machine or whatever the fuck they're called.
Right. What does that mean?
A couple of things. Apparently, all that really does, because it doesn't have the suction power that it really needs, all it really does is spread the stuff out and make the problem bigger. And so then the dog pees in a bigger area because it's spreading as you think you're cleaning it.
Right. Oh,
and then the brushes are they like agitate the carpet like it destroys your carpet.
Mm.
So what this guy said was, what you need is like a 1-to-1 vinegar water solution, and then soak the carpet with that, and then suck it up with a shop vac. Because that you can like get down there. You got to get on your hands and knees and like hold the little handle thing and like really get it. But
and then you smell like vinegar instead of dog shit.
Dog piss, right? So
okay, great, because that's hard to get out also,
right? So he was like, yeah, it's probably not going to be worth paying me to do what I need to do, because I'm gonna have to come back every 4 days. So you do a treatment, and then you come back 4 days and do another treatment, and then come back 4 days and do another treatment for a month. And we were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Oh, man.
So the photographer comes tomorrow morning. The sprinkler blowout guy is supposed to have been here already and gone, and he's not. So if the doorbell rings and I have to jump up and go take care of that in the middle of the recording, I'll let you know. So then photography comes tomorrow morning. So I will be spending the rest of my day today hiding everything that we haven't packed up and moved out. to make it look like nobody lives here.
Yeah.
So fun times.
Good times.
I was curious though. It's been a while since we've gotten an update on Allie's app adventure. Have you been scrolling the apps? Have you been swiping left or right lately? Have you been doing any of that?
No, I've given up. I mean, I don't bother with the dating apps. I am completely content being single because every time I get on, what I was doing was I would be like, oh, it'd be nice to have someone. Then I'd get on the app and then I'd flip through and then I'd get all anxious about, oh, what if I find someone and then they're going to want to come over and then they're going to want to, then they're going to interrupt my peace and quiet. And then they maybe expect me to like maybe cook a meal or something. I'm like, I'm not doing all that shit for anyone anymore. Never doing that again.
Oh, and look, the guy is here. Perfect fucking timing. All right, hang on. BRB.
Okay.
2,000 years later.
I feel every time I get on the apps, I think about how my peace is threatened. You know? And then I get right off of it. I'm like, just for a second, I'm like, it'd be nice to find a nice guy. And then I'm like, oh, but then I'd have to give up this and that. And oh, I don't want to. And then I'm off. And then I'm off again.
Yep.
My peace of mind is threatened. My freedom is threatened. And I'm just like, you know what? What do I need a man for? Nothing.
I'm always reminded of this lady that I knew back in Decatur, Illinois, when I worked in radio. She was a real estate agent and I advertised on our radio station, and we were having her in on all the time for different things. But she had a man friend. I don't know if they were married or not. They had like a duplex together. So that he had his space and she had hers, and they could have sleepovers and dinners and whatever.
And then but if I want to go back to
if I want to go back to my space,
that's ideal. That's what I would want. But I would need a guy that would be okay with that, because not all men are okay with that. They want to like, oh, you want, hey, we're fucking, so let's shack up. No, this is my fucking house, and you need to go home. I don't need you. And that's the thing is, yeah.
So would you say that you're no longer on the manhunt?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, you know who is on the manhunt.
We know.
And that's our episode this week. It's Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 19, Manhunt.
Commander, you'll soon be getting an intruder alert.
What? Got something, sir.
Intruder alert, sir. It's an old-style starship, sir. Constellation class, heading this way under impulse comm.
Number 1, kindly take charge of our guests until we have time to decide what we're going to do with them. Sir, number 1, keep them out of my way.
So this week we're on an Uber mission, escorting some Antedian dignitaries to a conference where they will be making their case for joining the Federation. I totally forgot about this part of the episode, and this is another case of Sarah can't remember Star Trek, because I thought this was the one with the Ferengi, but I was wrong.
That is the next one. Yeah.
O'Brien, Worf, Pulaski, and Wesley,
the boy,
are in the transporter room when Picard arrives, and Picard is wearing his formal dress uniform.
His dress scant, because it's kind of a scant, and he's got like stockings on, like
Yeah, I didn't realize that the dress uniform was leggings.
Yeah, because we've seen them in scants, and they usually are free ball in it. They look like they're free ball in it.
So the Antedians materialize, and these are some kind of fish-looking aliens.
They arrive on the transporter, and I hear this faint sound as if they're snoring. Their eyes are half open. It's a really interesting costume.
And as you correctly pointed out recently, although I can't remember if it made it to air or not, under one of these fish faces is Mick Fleetwood, drummer of the legendary Fleetwood Mac, who shaved his famous beard to be able to do this prosthetic. That's a true Trek fan right there.
Yep. He's just like John Tesh. He was a diehard Star Trek fan, and he had a request to just put me in the episode. I don't care what I am. I will just beam me in. I don't care. I just want to be in it. And they obliged.
Yeah.
And yeah, no one would know he's McFleetwood. He doesn't really say well, he says some garbled alien shit, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't know.
I mean, for 98% of the episode, they're in this catatonic sleep state and not moving at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm cool with that because I'd be the same way.
Hell yeah.
Just put me in there. I don't care what you make me. I don't care.
Along with these fish aliens is this giant vat of something. So Picard tries making introductions, but then explains that spaceflight is traumatic for these people, so they enter this self-induced catatonic state for travel. And they'll be left in this stasis for 3 days until we arrive at Pacifica, where the conference takes place. So O'Brien's going to keep them here while Pulaski finalizes some sort of facility that can accommodate their unusual physiology. And Worf's going to hold down security. Now I have questions. Did they not know? How long, at what point did you get the assignment to go pick up the fish people? Did you not have time, Pulaski, to put something together? Bullshit.
I mean, because you already know that they are in a sleep state because of travel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and for most of the episode, they're just stuck in the transporter room waiting for Pulaski to do something.
Yeah.
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 Off to the bridge, but before we go, Worf takes a moment to remark on how handsome he finds this fishy race.
And they're ugly. I mean, they're fucking ugly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, and also ugly. They talk about the food that these fish people eat, and we look into this vat, and there's it looks like a bunch of fish fillets floating in water.
So you've seen when you go fishing, you get those little tiny fish bait. They're bait, but they're fish.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Those little tiny fish.
Yeah.
But it's like a bucket of goo.
There's
It's
something
disgusting.
bubbling up from the bottom. I don't know if that's something alive down in there or if it's aerating the water or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
But it's called vermicula, and when they come out of stasis, they're gonna be real hungry.
So on the bridge, Riker asks Wes what he thought of the Antedians, and all Wes really has to comment on is their looks, since they were catatonic, and he thinks they're pretty ugly. Data, often more human than the rest of us combined, points out that judging a being by its physical appearance is the last major human prejudice.
But we still do it,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They still do it.
Suddenly, the phone rings. Allie, answer the comms.
USS Humanist Trek, how can I help you?
Oh, hello, everyone. Lwaxana Troi, daughter of the 5th house, holder of the sacred chalice of Reeks, heir to the holy rings of Beta Z here. Little one, aren't you so excited to see me? And Jean-Luc, you dirty, dirty boy, I know you're excited to see me.
Troy's face is like, oh my God, what are you fucking doing here? And yep, there she is. It's Lwaxana. She's been listed as representing the Betazoid government at the conference. So that's what she's doing here.
Riker's like, well, back in the dress uniform, JLP, get your tights on. And Data's like, you too, Commander. This is like a formal function, so both of you need to be in dress uniform. And all around the bridge, everyone is just like, oh, for fuck's sake, this woman.
And then there she goes again with those, accusing Jean-Luc of thinking of these naughty thoughts when I'm pretty sure he's not.
Captain, we're being hailed by a small transport vessel, just coming into range.
Oh my God.
What's the problem?
What's she doing here?
After the theme, Picard and Riker are both in dress uniform now with Deanna in the transporter room, and Lwaxana beams in backwards as usual. and maybe
she's on her knees.
Yeah.
I guess she's on her knees, but then she's like, legs.
Oh my God, where are my legs?
Deanna has just had it with her. She's like, they're in their usual place right under you, Mom.
Yeah. She's like, Jesus, Mom, why do you have to be like this?
But then, so Loxana gets up, turns around, and she goes, because the Antedians are still there, and they startle her, just the sight of them.
Riker explains what's going on here, and she's just like, well, the last time I saw something like that, it was deep fried on a platter. Speaking of legs, apparently the dress uniform is worn with black leggings, and she takes a big drink of Picard's legs and compliments him.
So Mr. Hom is also so her valet is waiting to be beamed up, so they beam him in, and normal Mr. Hom. She said something about, she's like, yes, I keep him around even though he still has these lustful thoughts that he spews in my direction. She's just all about her.
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to fuck her.
Yeah.
In her head.
In her head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Hom beams in along with that giant fucking suitcase that they always have. And he picks it up, but she's like, put that down. And because as you may recall, Captain Picard gets the privilege of dragging her luggage around. And Picard's like, oh, no, not this time. No, I wouldn't want to interfere with Mr. Holmes' duties. So Riker, very cocky, struts up onto the pad. And he's like, no sweat, mom-in-law. I got this.
He thinks he's going to take one for the team. But he goes to lift it, and he can't even fucking move it. Barely.
So good.
I don't know if this was acting or
it had to be, right?
Because it was great acting because he finally lifts it and takes it off the transporter, but it was so heavy.
So he's dragging the suitcase down the hall with everyone else following. And the Troys are having a telepathy talk as Loxana notices Riker's got some pretty nice legs himself. And she's like, is he still yours? And Deanna responds that humans don't own each other like that anymore. And then aloud, Mrs. Troi says, oh, well, that's a custom we may have to introduce again. And of course, everyone only heard that second part of the conversation. So they're all like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are they talking about?
Riker drops the massive suitcase in the guest quarters and hightails it out of there. He's like, bye-bye.
But Hom then picks up the case like it was nothing.
Yeah, that's got to be acting on Frakes' part, right?
It was so good acting because it looked like it was heavy.
Mm-hmm. Loxana tells Picard she's making dinner tonight and calls it an ambassadorial function, so he can't make up some bullshit excuse to get out of it. Then she starts talking about Picard like he's a piece of meat. And Deanna's like, my God, Mom, you can't talk about him like that. It sounds like you're sizing up a commodity. And that's exactly what men are to her, apparently, especially human men. And Deanna's like, well, yeah, I just don't think I'll ever see men the way you do. And I thought that was an interesting, like, generational commentary on how we see partners in different generations.
Yeah. But Loxana says, well, just wait till you get older, darling. Like your parents have always told you, just wait till you get older.
Back on the bridge, Wes, Data, and Riker are gossiping. And Riker has clearly told them about how Troi was talking about Picard's legs. And of course, Picard walks in on this.
This reminds me of boys in the locker room or even girls, just gossiping and then she said this. And I'm like, oh, guys, that's just so inappropriate and not very Starfleet,
Yeah, and then the person that you're talking about walks in and catches you doing it. Not cool. And so he gives them all a stern talking to about it. This is an ambassador after all. Come on, guys. We have to show her respect or whatever.
Or whatever.
Then he calls Pulaski to check in on the Antedians. And she's down there right now scanning them. They're still catatonic. They're still in the transporter room. But otherwise they're fine. So they hang up and Picard goes to leave again, but he tells the bridge officers that tonight's dinner is dress uniform, and they all have no fucking clue what he's talking about. And this all pays off very quickly as the next scene, Picard is headed to Mrs. Troy's quarters with a bottle of that blue Romulan mouthwash you bought me that one time.
On the way, he runs into Pulaski and he's like, oh, you're not coming to dinner? And she's like, no, I've already eaten, but thanks. And then, okay.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows about this dinner but him. He comes into the quarters. Mr. Hom is already pouring some wine. He hands that blue bottle of moonshine to Mr. Hom, and he's like, I know I'm a bit early. But Mr. Hom takes that and just downs it. So Picard, he says, I am a little early, but I'm sure everybody will be here soon. And then Mr. Hom
This
just
was
gives
so great.
just a blank stare, and then he's like, "Well, what, Commander Riker, Counselor Troi?" And Mr. Hom just shakes his head and smiles, and then he points to behind Picard, and Picard turns around, and Waxon is in the doorway, dressed in a very sexy dress.
This reminded me a little bit of a less spooky version of Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters. I almost expected her to say, like she's leaning in the doorway,
Are you the Keymaster? Hello, Jean-Luc. So glad you could come.
Now they're sitting at an intimate table for dinner, and she makes a toast to Earthmen who, despite their faults, have that unique ability to charm women of all races and all corners of the galaxy. And she's like, I know just what you're thinking. You're wondering if I'm seriously seeing other men. And he's like, well, actually, no, that's not at all what I was thinking. And she just keeps going. Oh, don't worry about it. Competition brings out the best in human men.
She's so delusional.
Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I didn't realize this was going to be, I thought my senior officers would be here too. And she says, oh, you shouldn't assume anything where Betazoid women are concerned. We're full of surprises. I mean, she is just circling her prey at this point.
She has totally hijacked him. I mean, I'm feeling sorry for Jean-Luc at this point.
Yeah. But he gets a pretty good idea about how to short circuit this whole thing as Mr. Hom strikes that fucking gong, which, as you'll recall, is the Beta Z tradition of giving thanks for the food. And so Picard's like, I wonder how many other cultures have similar traditions. I know, let's call up Data on the phone and ask. And of course, Data cracks open the Encyclopedia Britannica and goes full acetaminophen about this. The use of chimes is unique, but not dissimilar to the Ulans of Marijuana 6, who use 2 large stones, which are continuously struck together during the meal. Those at the dinner must eat until the stones are broken. Or the oligarchy. And he just keeps going. And Picard's like, my God, this is fascinating.
Which
don't
is
you agree,
bullshit.
Mrs. Troi? Well, yeah. Why don't you come on down here and tell us more, Data? Come down here and save my ass, please.
And Waxon is like, what? Because normally this would have been about the time that Picard would have been like, okay, Data, that's enough. But no, he's like, yeah, come on down. And Data's like, okay, I'm on my way.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Luoxana is clearly annoyed with Data the droid coming to wreck her attempts at banging Picard. And later, Data is just going on and on and on about maths now while Hom yawns in the background. Picard's like, oh, tell us about the thing, tell us that story. And he just keeps egging Data on.
Oh my gosh. And he's actually applauding.
Yeah.
Which, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he just wants to get out of there so bad. As Data is silently killing Luoxana, they cut to the corridor where Pulaski and Troi are kind of talking about her mom, and Pulaski is really nice about it. She says, your mom's an interesting woman. But here is where Troi reveals what's really happening. She's going through a physiological stage, and this is why she's so hot to trot right now. Betazoid females, as they enter midlife, something happens to them. And Pulaski thinks, oh, midlife. Is it like a human female's menopause? And it's similar, but apparently it's a little different because human women, when they reach that time of their life, their libido diminishes. But in Betazoid females, they become fully sexual. And Pulaski kind of laughs and it's like, yeah, I think I saw the captain go into her quarters. And Troi thinks, maybe I should warn him. And she's like thinking this is hilarious because she's like, nah, this will be an excellent exercise for his reflexes and agility. Troi thinks she's talking about sex. She's really talking about just staying ahead of her mom.
Now Data's got a PowerPoint up on the big screen TV in the room, and
he's going full on.
He's going on about co-orbital satellites narrowly avoiding collision. And Deanna comes in, and her mom is like, "Thanks, sweet baby Jeebus."
She don't give a
so
shit.
Glad you're here. Picard's like, "Well, this is fortuitous timing. You see, I should actually be getting back to work." And Data offers to stay and continue to entertain their guest. And Lwaxana is like, no. I mean, I'm sure you're needed on the bridge too. Thank you very much, but you may go. There is a thing that happens here that I think is a very common thing. I think we see it a lot in sitcoms, but I think it resonated with me as a person. Picard thanks Troi for the meal and says, "We should do this again sometime." And it feels like a sitcom bit where like you have a dinner with the neighbors for the first time and everyone had a shit time and everyone knows it, but you
they
still
still
say, "Oh, that was so much fun. We should do this again."
Yeah. Why do we do that? Just to be nice?
Just to be polite, yeah.
Yeah. We should just not do that. We should just be honest.
Yeah.
And just like, you know what? I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that had gone better, but now we know. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So Picard and Data leave, and Lwaxana tells Deanna that Picard is just as charming as her father was, while Ham keeps banging that damn gong. In the hallway, this was a great choice. Picard stops, finally takes a deep breath, and he's like, "Data, you have no idea how much I owe you for this."
And of course, Data wants to go on. He's like, "Hey, I've got more." And then that's when Picard is like, "I'm good. It's good. It's fine."
Yeah, Data has no understanding at all of why he was just used in the way he was.
I know. He was totally used.
Mm-hmm.
Back in Lwaxana's quarters, Troi is like, "Okay, why are you coming aboard at a time like this? You know what would happen." And of course, Lwaxana makes some excuse. "Well, I was going to Pacifica and you were going to Pacifica, you know." But meanwhile, they go out into the corridor and Mr. Hum is like finishing all the fucking alcohol and all the food. And so Troi just confronts her mom and she says, "What stage is it in? I know what's happening. I know what's going on." And she says, "I've got it under control. It's far enough along for me to enjoy it."
And I intend to enjoy it with that captain of yours. And Deanna's like, "Don't even think about it." And Lwaxana's like, "Why not? He was thinking about it all through dinner." She is always.
But the thing is, she's lying. It's not true.
Yeah.
He's not thinking of her that way.
It's a projection.
Yeah.
Because she's thinking of it that way.
Yeah.
Smash cut to the ready room where Picard is like, "I was what?"
Troi is just Troy's spilling her guts and saying basically telling on her mom to Riker and Picard.
This is a fun little scene. Troi and Riker are on the couch opposite Picard. And he's like, "Your mom is fine and all, but for a telepath, she can't read shit." And Troi explains this is all part of the phase. And Riker's like, "Oh yeah, Troi warned me about that when we first started hooking up. Betazoid women get into midlife and her sex drive quadruples." And Troi adds, "Or more." And Riker's like, "More? You never told me more."
The smile on his face, it was hilarious. I would have loved to have been on the set when they were filming that, because you could tell they had so much fun with it, and the amusement on Riker's face.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I feel like Frakes is like really coming in. I know they say growing the beard is when it all gets good, but he is really coming into this character.
Oh, he is Riker to me.
Yeah,
he is Riker, and he smiles so big. And she says, "Well, I didn't want to frighten you."
Yes. I don't know that he could be frightened in that way.
No, I don't think he would have been bothered at all.
Nah.
I mean,
nah. Troi says her mom's going to do the only dignified thing she can. Focus all of her sexual energy on one man who will, of course, eventually marry her. And Riker's like, "Congratulations, Captain." That big grin. He is just ornery this episode. He is gold in this scene. He's just cheeky and grinning and like loving every minute of Picard's misery.
Picard is not amused, number one. There must be some way to to convince her that it's not possible without offending her, which I don't even know how they could do that.
No, so he decides, here's what I should do. I'm going to ghost her. I'm going to quit answering the phone. I'm going to close all the curtains, lock the doors, and I will not be available the rest of this trip.
And I'm going to go hide in the holodeck.
Yeah, and I completely forgot that this happened at all in Star Trek. I don't know what episode I was thinking of, but I don't remember this one.
It's like they're two different episodes in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes to hide in the holodeck. And so he's dressed for the 1940s. And he's going back to the office of Dixon Hill to be Dix, the private investigator.
My mother is beginning a physiological phase. It's one that all Betazoid women must deal with as they enter midlife.
Yes, it's something Troi warned me about when we first started to see each other. A Betazoid woman, when she goes through this phase, quadruples her sex drive.
Or more.
Or more. Never told me that.
I didn't want to frighten you.
As Picard walks up to the door of the office of Dixon Hill, he spots a sketchy-looking dude in black reading a paper just kind of around the corner down the hallway. Madeline is in the reception room, and she tells him that the landlord came by looking for the rent, and speaking of money, she hasn't been paid in a month either. Apparently, Hill had been in the hospital, so there wasn't a lot of work, and Picard's like, well, I guess I better get a case then.
Yeah, she wants the Gitas, the moolah, the rent.
Inside Hill's office, he hangs up his coat, turns on the radio, sits at the desk, and kicks his feet up.
I love that they're playing. Did you listen to the lyrics of the song that they're playing?
Mm-hmm.
So the song they're playing is Let's Get Away From It All. And is the lyrics...
I think it's called I Took a Chance.
Oh, I thought it was Let's Get Away by the Beverly Sisters. Okay.
The captions said, I took a chance. Let's find out.
Searching.
I was dying laughing at the lyrics because I was like, this is hilarious. And I needed to, and I never did. Oh, lyrics. Here we go. It won't give me the lyrics. I want the lyrics.
I got the lyrics.
Maybe Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, this is all
Let's take a
Frank
boat
Sinatra.
to Bermuda. Let's take a, yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, it is. But the Beverly Sisters were singing it. Let's take a trip on a trailer. No need to come back at all. This is basically talking about him hiding away and just running away. And I thought I was dying laughing at the lyrics.
Damn it, now I gotta watch the ads again.
What are you watching the ads on? Oh,
fucking Paramount.
YouTube? Okay.
Who was it? The Who sisters?
Well, they said Beverly Sisters, but the original was written by Frank Sinatra and Tommy Dorsey, but the Beverly Sisters were singing it.
I don't see that anywhere. Like, I don't see their... Oh, you know what? Hang on, I have a great idea.
Oh, Shazam it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, see, this says I took a chance in the...
I took a chance?
In the captions. In the what's that called? Closed captions. Al Hammerman. That's not women singing.
It sounds like women.
It's Al Hammerman.
Really? It sounds like women.
It's I Took a Chance by Al Hammerman.
I took a chance and thought about kissing.
Oh my God!
Just the thought.
Oh my God!
Touching mine sets my mind astray.
No. There's a different version. Now we know what the problem is. That is not the song.
What?
Yeah. I think the Paramount the version I'm listening to.
What the fuck, man?
I need to prove a point.
Yeah. No, I need to know.
There's a different song.
I was wondering if it said something on Memory Alpha, but it doesn't seem to be. Let's Get Away From It All was included as part of the programming for the Dixon Hill Hollow novels, which were based on the novels of the same name and set in San Francisco during that time period, TNG Manhunt.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Why I'm watching it on Paramount and via Prime, which I don't see why there would be different.
What the fuck, Allie?
I know. We're not
the
even watching the
fuck?
same fucking episode. I mean,
Dude, my mind is just fucking blown right now.
Let's take a boat to Bermuda.
What?
Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's grab a kayak to Quincy.
I know this song. Let's get away from it all.
This is the song.
Yeah. What the fuck,
I
Allie?
know.
That song makes a whole lot more fucking sense.
Yeah.
What
But
the fuck?
something's fucked up. Yeah, I don't know.
So do they? So here's my guess. Do they maybe only have the rights, the copyright rights to stream it on this, but not
But
that? Which would be weird, but it's because it's the same company.
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So how?
So
Yeah.
fucking weird.
So
Where the fuck were we?
So Sarah and I just went down a fucking rabbit hole.
I wonder how much other shit is different.
Me too. Now that's so
Yeah.
weird. That's weird. No, we just went down a whole half-hour rabbit hole. We're like, what?
I know.
The
I
fuck?
should be. I'm supposed to be cleaning my house today.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
I know. Okay, cut to Troy's quarters where Lwaxana is losing her shit over Picard being unavailable. And she plops down on the couch next to Ham and suggests, perhaps it's time to go to Plan B.
Yeah, she's got an alternate, and Troi is already worried. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Don't worry, I've got this under control."
Meanwhile, on the holodeck, someone's come by the office, so maybe Dix can get a case and get everybody paid. But this quickly goes south because this guy Slade is talking about events that happened before Picard entered the time of the holodeck. Some guy looking for his girlfriend. Dix found her face down in the river. The boyfriend was indicted for murder, and Slade pulls a heater from his jacket, ready to pop a cap in Picard's ass. Picard's like, "Computer, Jesus Christ, stop, freeze program. Oh my God. This is not what I wanted."
He's got to adjust the parameters because it's too violent. He's like, "I'm here to relax, not to dodge bullets." So he asked for more ambiance, less substance. So there we go. We continue. Then there's now another gentleman that comes to see him. And this time, guy comes in wearing a hat, his face in shadow. And he's like, "You're a private dick?" And Picard's like, "That's what it says on my door." And then this guy's upset too, because there's a job he wants him to do and he's here on business. And then this time he grabs Picard by the collar over the desk. Picard is like, "Freeze program." And when he does it, he falls on the desk because the guy is no longer there. Still a little too violent. And he has to reconfigure again.
So this time, the first guy comes back in, but he just busts down the door with a heater, just ready to fill Dix with bullets.
Got a fucking machine gun. and he's like, "No, Jesus, freeze program again. Clear, computer. This isn't right."
Oh, this was so good, though. It's a rule of 3. So they did 3 times, 3 bits.
Yeah.
Each time a little bit higher
More.
than the next. Yeah.
I love it. That's classic comedy.
Slade Bender was played by Robert Costanzo, who was in a bunch of TV and movies. And the other guy is credited as Scarface, played by Robert O'Reilly, who we know better as Gowron.
Amazing. But we didn't get a good look at his face because he was in shadow. So nice.
Right? It would have been nice if he had just given us an eye pop.
Oh,
just
I know.
You'd give it away. Picard is frustrated, and the computer tells him that the program is limited by the parameters of the Dixon Hill novels. And I thought that was a little weak. Did we not adjust parameters just like this in Data's Sherlock Holmes holodeck visit?
Yeah, for the computer to just do what it, ad lib. But apparently for this episode, this episode to work.
For that comedy bit to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pulaski clearly still hasn't done her fucking job in getting a place for these fish people to stay because they're still in the transporter room. And for some reason, Worf and Wesley have come by to stare at them. Or maybe Worf is taking a shift in security guarding them.
I guess.
Not clear. But what is clear is that Wes still thinks they're pretty weird looking. And Worf is like, oh, I get it. Is that how you felt when you first saw me? And Wes is like, yeah, kind of. Yeah, but, now that I've seen more Klingons, like, actually, I think you're kind of handsome for a Klingon.
And that still isn't, I've had that same thing said to me. Oh, you're pretty. You're pretty for a black girl. Oh, you know what I mean? Or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But I've had that said to me.
Wow.
And I'm like, Jesus, that's not any better. And
no.
Wesley does realize that didn't come out. It didn't sound that great either. But they just kind of leave that there because Luoxana and Mr. Hom enter. And she says, she kind of shivers when she sees them. She's like, ugh, I still say they look better in sauce.
Like, okay, how can we be sure they can't hear you?
I mean, I know.
They say they're in a catatonic state, but this is aliens. Any rules could apply.
I would think that would be very. Why would a race want to leave themselves vulnerable?
Right. Yeah.
Like anything can be done to them.
You'd have to be very
sleeping.
trusting of the people. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she's clearly on the hunt. She tells Wesley that one day he'll grow up and be a big, strong man, but she doesn't have time to wait for him. So she turns to Worf and sizes him up. But unfortunately, she prefers human companionship. So she turns to Hom and says, well, who's next? And I love this.
Oh, my
God.
God.
He holds his hand up above in front of his eyes like he's making a visor.
And I'm like, oh, shit, Geordi's next. And then, no, I died laughing. And then off they go. But Geordi's not even in this episode, but we know that that's where she's going next. We don't know exactly what happened. I would have loved to see that scene with Geordi and her trying to, force herself upon him.
Right. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Holograms, Picard goes to leave, but he forgot that he paused the game. So everybody's frozen. So he unpauses, and Madeline's like, you're not going to Rex's bar, are you? And of course, Picard has no idea what she's talking about, but apparently this was one of the notes she left on his desk that he didn't read. And in a surprising turn, he invites her to come with him for a drink. And she's surprised, but she's all right with the idea. But she pulls a heater out of the top drawer and says, you better take this, though. If you're going to Rex's bar, you're going to need this. And at that point, he should have said, well, this is already more violent than I want this game to be.
No, but he takes the gun and off they go to Rex's bar.
Unavailable ship's business? You mean ship's business takes precedence over me?
I'm afraid so, Mother.
Oh. Well, he was too old for me anyway.
It's not very busy at Cheers.
I'm going to say it's actually completely empty. And they walk in, and Rex, who is the bartender, he's like, what do you know? And what do you say? And then he immediately shows them a newspaper because I guess it's during World War II, I think. And Germany is getting ready to invade England.
Rex is played by Rod Arentz, who I didn't realize was in the movie adaptation of my favorite hit Broadway musical, Rent.
Oh, I didn't know that. He did look familiar. He
played Mr. Hanson, the landlord that the main characters were renting from. Too cool. That was neat. So they're talking about Germany invading England, and Madeline is team, America needs to stop putting its dick into every war on the planet. But Picard drops some actual history on them and tells them, like, this is what actually happened. Yes, America did get involved, and it kind of saved the day or whatever. Which, of course, is completely out of time, place, and character.
Right. Because they don't know. And it's before it happened. So why, like Picard, he needs to stay in character. Because Rex already thinks, okay, looks like you've already had something to drink. We don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, Jesus, Dick, you smoking the grass or something? Speaking of smoking, they do future person lights up a cigarette. And then they do future person doesn't remember they need money to pay for shit.
Yeah. He's like, Picard, I think this happened the last time he was in this hologram. He forgot to bring money. So, and Rex says, well, I don't mind you being on the cuff, but you're up the sleeve halfway to my collar, which means he needs to pay his bar tab. And so Picard's like, is that what this is about? Is that why you wanted to see me? And no, it's about some dude named Jimmy Kuzo. And it sounds familiar to Picard, but he can't remember exactly what's going on.
Madeline is like, well, you should remember him. You two got him busted for icing Marty O'Farron. So that's the deal. Rex is nervous and hoping that if Kuzo sees him and Dix hanging out, maybe he'll think before doing something stupid. And if that doesn't work, Rex says, well, you'll just have to kill him. Finally, Pulaski has the Antedians transferred to sickbay, and she notifies Riker on the bridge just as Lwaxana and Hom step off the turbo lift. And Troi leaps from her chair. Mother, what are you doing here? You can't just stroll onto the bridge. And Lwaxana's like, oh, little one, I've been watching this show since the original. You people let anybody on the bridge. Anyway, I see the captain isn't here.
Yeah.
And Riker's like, yeah, he's real busy. Real sorry about that. This was fun, too. The Troys have themselves a little telepathy conversation where Deanna accuses her mom of scheming. And her mom's like, no, I'm just deciding. And speaking of, she gets a good look at Riker sitting in the big chair. And Deanna's like, oh, no, not him. He's mine. I mean, well, you know what I mean.
In sickbay, the fish people are on a slab. And Pulaski's,
filleting them?
Yeah, no. she's cooking up the sauce as she's scanning them, and one of their eyes like pops open, and and she radios to Riker that they're coming around and that they're in the early stages of post hibernation. Should be fully awake in a matter of hours, so Riker's gonna go tell the captain. And so Lwaxana perks up. She's like, oh, you're gonna go see the captain? I thought he was on ship's business. But he's like, nah, I'm not. I'm just gonna like tell him. I'm not gonna disturb him or anything. And so he tries to escape, but no, Lwaxana is not having that because she grabs him and she announces to the entire crew on the bridge, friends, dear friends, you are all invited to a prestigious occasion on the planet Pacifica. And Troy's like, no. Oh. And she's basically saying that there's going to be a traditional Betazoid ceremony for her and Commander Riker to get married. Oh, and Wesley's like, married? I mean, I'd be pissed. This is too far. If I was Troi, Deanna, if I was Deanna, I would be, that's my man. Even though I don't fuck him currently, he's still mine. There's lines you don't cross.
Yeah. It's a little weird to be with mom and daughter, even if it's separately.
I know it's
a little weird.
It's weird. And come on, Lwaxana, maybe it's just a Betazoid thing, but.
Mother, what are you doing here? You can't just stroll onto the bridge whenever you feel like it.
I didn't just stroll on, dear. I took that turbo tube or whatever you call it.
Riker's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I actually am still banging your daughter. But she cuts him off and says, I know how excited you must be. And she and Hom leave to begin preparations. Deanna, not far behind them, she tries to go after them and set her straight. But Riker grabs her arm and stops her. And Deanna's like, damn it, Bill, why did you stop me? Somebody's got to tell that lady off. And Riker's like, I think it'd be more fun if Picard did it.
And she calls him a coward.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, is he a coward or is he just having a good time with this?
I think he's just he is like chaotic energy in this episode. And it's so good. He is just having the most fun.
Yeah.
Data, speaking of having fun, Data leaps out of his seat and says, you're going to the holodeck? Can I go too? And off he goes, probably to get into his gangster costume.
Yeah, he's like, can you delay leaving? Can you delay going to a peace delegation or whatever the fuck they're doing that's supposed to be really important? Let's delay for 5 minutes so that I can go play too. And he's like, yeah, no problem.
Sure enough, they're all still at the bar talking when a shadow appears in the window of the door, and they all start freaking out, thinking it's Jimmy Kuzo. But the door opens, and it's just Data, followed by Riker, and Riker's still in uniform. He didn't go change.
But Data's a full 1940s hat and suit.
Rex talks them into staying for a quick round, so Riker and Data sidle up to the bar, and Picard introduces them as Nails from Chicago, and Data offers himself as Carlos from South America, of course. That's a nod back to a previous episode.
Yep.
Like a good bartender, Rex asks about their troubles, and Riker starts in on the situation. A certain woman, both wealthy and beautiful, has decided she's going to marry him. And of course, Rex thinks that's a pretty good deal. Wealthy and pretty, all right. But he has no idea.
Meanwhile, Luoxana has changed dresses again. I think she does have some great wardrobe.
She does.
I will say. They're beautiful. So she's got another purple dress on. And she's like, my fiance needs to see how I look in this. Come along, Mr. Hum. And then she finally goes outside of her door and asks, the computer on the wall, where's everybody?
She knocks on the computer. She goes, knock, knock, knock. Hey, where everybody at?
It's so funny because it's her,
Yes.
So she asked, where Commander Riker is. He's on holodeck 3. She's like, oh, where's that? And then, of course, the computer says, just follow the lights and they'll lead you there. She's like, oh, so.
That damn computer, bitch.
I know.
So Luoxana and Hom enter the bar, and Rex pegs her as the broad with the big bucks and calls her over to the bar. And she's annoyed to find Picard here, hiding from her.
Everybody, like Data, Riker.
Yeah, and she seems annoyed with Riker now, too. But Rex she finds intriguing. She can't read his thoughts at all. And that is remarkable. And apparently super erotic.
Mm-hmm.
So she's chatting him up now. And Riker's like, you think we ought to tell her? And Picard says, well, yes, that's only fair, but maybe not right now. Let's let her have the moment.
Yeah, because Rex is like showering her with compliments and then she can't read his mind. So it's great. She's loving it. And she immediately switches her attentions to him. And they're just happy that they're not the object of her affection right now. In sick bay, hey, the Antedians are awake and they're making these weird noises, gargle, 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 and they're apparently they're saying food, food, food. But they head over to that little vat of what's it called, vermicula, goop, fishy goop, and they just start stuffing their faces.
And meanwhile, Riker leaves to go back to the bridge. And as Picard goes to leave, he goes to Mrs. Troi and asks, are you coming too? And she's like, not just yet. And tell Bill I'm sorry, but Rex and I are getting married.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Picard reminds her, though, you're here on official business. We have a whole conference thing that's happening. Don't forget that part of the story. So she reluctantly leaves too, but tells Rex she'll be back for him later. And this is a fun, comical cut. On the way out of the bar, Picard says, there's something I should tell you about Rex. Cut to an exterior of the D arriving at Pacifica. Cut back to a hallway where Luoxana, Deanna, and Hom step off a turbolift. And she is raving about how nobody told her that he wasn't a real dude. And she just went on and on and on with this man who doesn't even exist.
But Deanna is like, well, but Mom, you always said you like surprises. She does it to everybody else, but she don't like it when people do it to her. So serves her right.
They get to the transporter room, and Luoxana is a bit annoyed that the Antedians are still there. And Riker's like, well, you're all going to the same conference. We just thought maybe you'd want to beam down together. And Troi announces, oh, these aren't delegates. They're assassins. Their robes are lined with ultricium, highly explosive and virtually undetectable by the transporter. And this time she's not out of her mind making shit up. She's actually able to read their thoughts like normal again.
But the way she says it was just offhanded. Oh,
yeah.
These guys are assassins. Don't you know that? And they're like, what?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Data confirms all of this, and she's like, yeah, they were planning on blowing up the entire conference. So Worf takes them into custody, and as Luoxana and Hom get on the transporter pad, she says, well, I didn't find a mate, but I did save the conference, as well as your reputations. All in a day's work, I suppose. And the transporter engages, and halfway through dematerializing, she says, Jean-Luc, Shame on you, you naughty, naughty boy.
Oh my God, this woman.
Off to the next adventure.
Boy, I'm sure glad that's over with.
I'll be glad to be relieved of this cargo.
Me too.
It is done, and perhaps just as well.
Yeah, but I learned something today.
I sincerely hope that this is the last time that I find myself here.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? You see, of all the species, yours cannot abide stagnation. Change is at the heart of what you are. That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
I don't know if there is a humanist theme here. I mean, maybe as you start talking, maybe I can find one, but
Yeah, so this felt like a fun romp, like a bubblegum episode more than a deeply philosophical one. But a couple of things that I jotted a note about. Imagine, Allie, if instead of becoming sex crazed in puberty, it happened in midlife. Or, and we don't know this because they didn't really go into too much detail, what if it happens twice? What if betazoids go through puberty and get all horny like humans do, and then again, like 4 times as strong or more in
Jesus.
midlife?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Imagine if like you were just could not be stopped, sex crazed right now. You'd be all over the apps.
I'd end up with xenopolychlamydia at the rate that if I was like Roxana, good Lord.
Yeah.
Attention, if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with xenopolychlamydia, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xenopolychlamydia is a rare sexually transmitted disease linked to exposure in the Orion system. Traveling to the Orion system may put you at risk. Please don't wait. Call 1-920-550-TREK. A free legal consultation and financial information packet. Xenopolychlamydia patients call now. Again, that number is 920-550-TREK. They didn't really focus on this, but maybe just a tiny bit about like bigotry, you know, with the fish people and Tedians. Just, you know, judging someone by how they look, or so what if they eat a vat of gross gloopy shit, and they look like and yeah, Luoxana was just kept on saying they look better in sauce.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what it's about. And then Worf saying, oh, you know, is this how you see me? When you see your friends doing something bigoted to someone else, it kind of makes you think, oh, well, what do you do? How do you feel about me?
Right.
So
yeah, and I kind of like that was just a subplot. It wasn't, the whole episode wasn't, I'm gonna bang you over the head about you know, not saying bigoted shit about the way different people look. It was just, let's touch on it here, let's touch on it there. And it should make you feel, and I definitely felt every time Luoxana came in the room and was like, oh my God, they're so fucking ugly. I felt, that's wrong, bitch. You should not be like that.
And she was like openly saying they look better in sauce. I mean, like,
yes.
why would you say something like that and you're about to go to some diplomatic conference that is completely wrong. And then Data saying, you know, judging someone by their appearance is one of the last prejudices of humans. And apparently they can't seem to shake it. So.
Yeah. For me, this was also another one of those episodes that you will never see in the streaming Trek era. Nothing in this episode is of any consequence to any overarching storyline or in-universe plot. The stakes are so low, you could delete the episode and maybe not even notice. I fucking completely forgot it existed, so there you go. But it does so much in building these characters that we love so much. Riker and O'Brien shared a glance in the transporter room that was just fucking gold. And then Deanna's rolling her eyes at her mom, and Riker being an instigator and just having so much fun with the absurdity of this whole thing. That is all character stuff that we just don't get in the streaming era of Trek. And I, for one, think that's a hit in the negative column for streaming Trek.
I said before that I wish that they would, like the new Trek would just do these episodes that just don't mean that much, but just because we love Trek and we just want to see characters do stupid shit, you know, because like you said, it builds that camaraderie between Riker and O'Brien. Those two are little shits. And and then the whole Troi is very rarely rattled unless it comes to her mother. And then Picard, you've never seen him run from anything as quickly as he runs from Son of Troi. And it's just so fun to see them having a normal, just a day.
Yeah. I think about how many bridge crew on the Discovery we barely knew.
Yeah.
And it's because they couldn't or wouldn't. They could have. It didn't have to be 10 episode seasons with a big movie chopped up into 10 pieces with cliffhangers at the end of each one. They could have done something like this.
Yeah, Discovery was just too serious, and the stakes were always high every episode to where it was almost too much for me to watch. I couldn't watch it I couldn't binge it episode after episode because I'm just like, okay, I need to come down off of so I could watch one episode and then I just need to take a break. But like the TNG, I can just binge all day because it's you get breaks in between the serious stuff. Yeah. It's why they do the episode family after the best of both worlds, because you need to take a deep breath and like come down from the trauma that was that serious episode. Yeah. And I love that, and this is why we love the Subspace Rhapsody so much, because it was just them fucking off and singing. Yes. I mean, come on.
Yes.
So yeah,
it's episodes like this that make the Star Trek universe much more rich and much more human.
Yeah.
You give the characters space to show all of the different facets of humanity, not just this one thing that we're doing.
Yeah, it's a day in the life, in a way, of what's happening on the ship, and it's nice to have that little escape.
We can handle all the pleasantries later. Now, let's get down to business.
I am willing to pay handsomely for you.
I think you've had a little too much to drink.
Now, what do you know about my money?
Your money?
The money he stole!
You stole his money?
Those vouchers I gave you were every bit as good as Latinum.
You can spend Latinum almost anywhere. Those vouchers are only good at your bar.
As always, we want to thank everybody who supports the show. A special thank you to our founding admirals at patreon.com/humanisttrek. A special thanks to Allie, Peter, Sarah D, Bruce, the Bear and Cured podcast, and some call him Tim.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you all so much.
Captain, Starfleet Academy is requesting an update on our estimated arrival.
Finalists, please take your seats.
I must admit you have a very fast mind.
Once I realized it was a trick question, there was only one answer.
Although only one student will be chosen for the Academy, any of you could easily qualify. Candidates, good luck.
You got called to the superintendent's office. It's a story I'd like to hear.
Do, 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 do. Ba, 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 da, da.
You have had that song stuck in your head for weeks now.
I know. I don't know what it is.
Don't even tell me. Don't sing it. I'm about to put my headphones on and whatever. Just shut the fuck up. I cannot afford to get music stuck in my head.
Oh, God. Becca's back now with the answer to this week's Starfleet Academy Cadet Challenge. Question for Manhunt. Remind us all what the question was.
If talking to oneself is a skill, who did it best in this episode?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So, I don't remember anyone talking. Oh, maybe it was Picard, because, like,
we said Picard was our guest, but
he didn't really talk to himself.
You should see her face. She's really pissing me off right now because she has this ornery shit-eating grin on her face, and like, okay, that phrase was not used anywhere in the episode. Nobody said anything about talking to themselves. No, I don't know where this is coming from. You're such a bitch. Tell us the answer.
Wow.
When Lwaxana Troi talks with the ship's computer to learn that Picard is in the holodeck, Majel Barrett is providing both voices.
Oh, God damn it.
The Admiral is definitely incorrect.
I said that too. Oh, I said that during the episode.
God damn it.
It's
This is by far my favorite question.
She is so
you're
proud
so
of herself
happy
right now.
She's so happy and full of herself. Mhm.
I am thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why did we let her do this to us?
Wow. Wow.
Man, I feel like I've been
God damn
had. I've been had.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Deeply had.
You're welcome.
All right, next time we'll be discussing Star Trek The Next Generation Season 2, Episode 20, The Emissary. An official mission becomes a personal matter when Worf's former love is sent to the Enterprise to mediate a dispute between Klingons and the Federation. It's Kalar. You remember Kalar? Worf's old boo? Yeah.
Oh, her.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. And she played... I remember the actress.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. Okay, what's our question for the emissary?
You guys might actually get some of this.
I don't think so.
In this
Doubt it.
episode, Susie Plankston plays Kalar. We have seen her show up in all kinds of TV shows. She has done the voice acting for Futurama, Family Guy, and Johnny Bravo, as well as recurring appearances on Dinosaurs, Mad About You, and How I Met Your Mother. But can you tell me how many times she's appeared in the Star Trek universe?
Fuck. Okay, Susie Plaxton.
How many times, or just how many different characters?
How many? Well, it's kind of both. Like, she plays Kalar multiple times, but
right.
she's got
And you
several
count that
different.
as one.
You would count that as one.
Okay, so different characters.
So different characters. Oh.
Or if you can name the series, I might be tempted.
I feel like she comes back in Voyager.
Does she come back in DS9 because Worf is in there?
I don't think so.
But I've definitely seen her. Yeah, she was a Klingon.
So what do you need? A number? 3. 3 characters.
Okay.
That's my guess. 3.
I'll go.
Including this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go with 3 too, just because sounds right. 2 or 3.
She has an evil look on her face, so stay tuned, everybody.
Maybe she's mad because we're right.
Maybe. And if you want to guess, you know how to do that. Head out to your social media, share this episode with the hashtag Starfleet Challenge or any of the other many ways to get a hold of us. And we will pick out a winner. And next week, we'll talk about Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 20, The Emissary.
Glory to your house.
Make it so, number 1.
Humanist Trek is available wherever you replicate your podcasts. Follow us on all the social medias at Humanist Trek. Become a patron at patreon.com/humanisttrek. Open hailing frequencies to podcast@humanisttrek.com and visit our website, humanisttrek.com. Humanist Trek is a production of Sarah Austin Media.